All right, we should be live.
We are live. Just give me 1 second. I will check your channel to reconfirm. Oh yeah, it's showing live, but
Is it not showing anything?
I'm just checking it out. Give me 1 second.
No, no issue.
All right, I just checked, and it seems that it's working. Even my voice is audible.
All right, okay. All right.
You can
Uh,
just share the link in Twitter, and I will retweet it if you
yeah,
want
sure.
any viewers.
Yeah, sure. I just don't have my phone on here now, but yeah, sure. I'll do that. Let me just. All right. Okay, copy link address. Yeah, this is gonna take a while because look at my computer's slow, so this is gonna take a while. Link it here. All right. Hold up, give me a second. Oh yeah, Peter saying hi in the chat. Yo, Sam, can you say hi right now? Because I have to do this thing with Streamlabs. It wants me to sign in. Oh yeah, hey guys, we're just this is the early moments of the stream, so we're just trying to solve everything right now. I'm trying to sign into my flipping YouTube throughout here, and I don't know what happened to Sam. He's not responding. Right. Okay. All right. Sorry, everybody. It's just yeah, this is the first time we're doing stream in a while, so we're all kind of rusty. All right, Sam, you there?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Okay, so I think we can get started.
All
Uh,
right.
let's share it on Twitter. Oh yeah, Sam. If you can, do you think you're able to go to the website I put in the group chat?
I will try. Just give me 1 second.
Yeah, no problem, no problem, no problem. All right, so I just saw the like the intro.
Which chat?
It's the
Which chat
Masters,
exactly?
the Masters Day group chat on Discord.
Masters 8 group chat. Let me check it out 1 minute.
All right,
Okay. Okay.
all right.
No, this is Masters content. Nope. I can't seem to find it.
Uh, okay, I'll link it. I think I'll go find it again and then I'll link it to you. But anyways, welcome to the Masters Day podcast, everybody. Uh, Welcome to the Master Day Podcast, everybody. You know, we've been gone for a while, a long time. We're gonna blame it on Dino, not on me for being lazy. But yeah, we've been gone for a while. That's partially because
I mean,
no,
I mean, to be fair, the last time we were on here, we were discussing Ash with Steven, if I remember correctly.
yeah,
And while there have been multiple weeks between that and this, there hasn't exactly been much stuff to talk about
and that's what
in our
I've
defense.
been saying because like don't get me wrong, guys. Like we want to do the podcast. It's not that we don't want to do the podcast. It's just that there's nothing to talk about. Oh, this recap sure recapped. That sure was a recap episode. Like there was nothing to talk about. Like the Leon versus Diantha episode was barely a Leon versus Diantha episode. It was more let's watch a Pokemon evolve for the 50th time.
Yeah, that's the thing. Okay, so should we go episode by episode wise?
Uh,
Because I don't remember much, but I can use my
yeah,
brain to just have. Okay, should I start?
yeah, but I think I linked you the website, so if you want to go check that website out, you can go ahead.
Okay, where have you shared it?
Yeah, I tagged you in it, so you should see like someone tagging you in a DM.
That's the thing. Discord doesn't work properly for me, but I will try and see.
If anything,
And if it
I'll try DMing you on Twitter. If anything.
okay, that would be better because
Yeah,
Twitter
okay.
works a lot
All
better
right.
for me than Discord
But yeah,
does.
you while you're doing that, you just like say your opinions on the episodes and like your opinion on journeys, I guess.
Okay, just give me one thing, and I will just pick up the Journey's episode list so that I don't screw things up again. That's the thing. I don't have a memory, and I'm also a bit drunk today.
Look, I ain't gonna blame you. I ain't gonna blame you. I know nobody's really been
For
keeping up with the
for what?
episodes of
For what?
journeys. Like I don't blame you
For
for
what?
not
For
like for keeping
okay.
up with journeys. Like I'm
Oh
gonna
yeah,
be honest, I barely do it half the time. The whole running joke is that I'm like, we're on episode
it looks neat or it looks good.
yeah,
That's the other thing.
yeah, it looks nice. Journeys,
Yeah.
it looks nice. That's it. My old critique about it.
All right, so I will start. Out of
Yeah.
the bat, uh, the last time we talked about Ash versus Steven. After that, we got a recap episode. This one was focused on Chloe and Evie, and there wasn't much to talk about. I guess it gave Mr. Mime a bit more scenes. It made it do something because ever since it came to the lab, it practically hasn't done anything of worth. So
Mm,
if there's any Mr. Mime fans out there, they would like it. Although I personally didn't, despite being one.
mm,
So yeah, overall it was just kind of sort of recap. The big issue is the fact that there isn't much going on in Chloe's story. So
mm,
the fact that they made a recap, it's just the first thing they could have done.
mm.
Okay, going on further ahead, there was this Clefairy episode, I think. Clefairy or Clefable. Yeah.
Yeah.
In this episode, we saw Chloe and her family go to this random place
Mm,
without Ash and Go for a change, which I
mm,
think was neat in a way that okay, stuff is happening even while they're not there.
mhm,
So I kind of found it weird. Again, that this episode was alright. I think it was
mm,
passable, but
mm,
it was again more focused on Chloe's father than her. And assuming this to
mm,
be the last Chloe focused episode, it was kind of iffy, if you
mm,
know what I mean.
mm. No,
Also, her goal, yeah, and her goal was literally the same goal as Gary had, that I want to discover more about Pokemon evolutions, but it was said in a very vague way.
Yeah, I
And
see
it
what you're saying.
Yeah, and it doesn't even make sense because if this was supposed to be a goal all around, then why didn't she meet any actual evolution expert like maybe Rowan or Sycamore or someone like that, or heck, even
Oh,
Gary, who appeared multiple times in the series? That would have been much better. He even has
mm,
a evolution.
mm.
After that, I guess we got a break after. No, we didn't got a break
You
after
didn't
that.
get a
After that, we
break.
had this. Yeah, we didn't get a break after that. After that, we got Ash's recap. So one episode, one recap, one episode, and once again a recap. In this recap, we what we got? Yeah, in this Ash recap, we got him doing stuff, whatever he has done. I thought this recap was better than Chloe's one because we actually got a few scenes which were interesting. We saw Alistair and what's his name, Wickstrom cheering for their respective team members, which I thought was cool. We even got a mini Dracovish segment in the end, which I thought was funny. But in the end, it's just a recap. It shouldn't have been there. Let's be honest. After that, we got Leon was a Diantha, which was horrendous. Yeah,
Oh yeah,
actually,
you
the thing is,
don't
yeah,
have to
yeah.
tell
I will
me.
tell you I will tell you one interesting thing. Okay, this Leon was this Diantha. Just give me 1 second, okay?
Yeah, I guess while Sam is doing that, I'll just say my opinions because Sam is on like a pause. So, uh, yeah, picking up where from Sam left off about the flipping shit. Picking up where Sam left off about Chloe's goal, because that's what I wanted to actually talk about her doing evolution. That in itself could have been interesting if it was brought up from the beginning or at least the middle of the series, because then she could have had a team based on unique evolution mechanics, such as let's use like Galarian Yamask for example. That has the most weirdest evolution requirement ever, so like her team could have been based off Pokemon that evolved through special means. Like Kuro said in the chat, she could have had a Kubfu because Kubfu you need the scroll to evolve it. That's a very unique way to evolve a Pokemon. So having her team being based on like stone evolution, evolution through third items, evolution through moves, evolution through rituals, I guess would have been really interesting to see, at least in my opinion. Like, I don't have a problem with the goal in itself. It's just the execution of the goal, and that's really Chloe's biggest issue. I don't have a problem with her character. It's just her execution. And again, that episode
Then,
felt. Oh wait. Oh, you're back.
oh yeah, I'm back. Okay, so I actually was going to check, and I actually agree with you completely. And it kind of sucked, like, to be honest. Was just actually went to check one detail. Oh yeah, perfect. I found it. So Leon was a Diantha. The score ratio of it was 2 to 6, if I remember correctly. Leon lost only two Pokemon while Diantha just got swept. That Rilla boom is broken, by the way. So I just checked. This episode aired on the date August 26, 2022. What do you think also aired on this specific date? I mean, not the year, but the date.
The dates? August.
Ash versus Tobias. Ash
Yeah,
versus
I was
Tobias and
thinking
Leon
something.
versus Diantha happened on the same day, August
See,
26th.
I was thinking something Sinnoh League related. I was either gonna say something like Ash vs Nando or Ash vs Tobias. I know it wasn't Ash vs Paul,
Yeah,
but I knew it was something Sinnoh League related. It was like no,
yeah,
August.
but it's Ash versus Tobias. And the funniest thing is that in both the cases, one person, one with losing only two Pokemon, and the other person just got completely swept. So
yeah,
that's a very funny thing overall. But
yeah.
I feel this episode is much worse in the sense that
Mm,
remember we were joking around earlier in the podcast when I said
mm-hmm.
that I made jokes about that Axie filler.
Yeah.
Yeah, we exactly got that, except instead of Axie, it was some random kid.
Oh
Due to that,
yeah.
yeah. So most of the battle just got off screen. The interaction between Ash versus Cynthia wasn't even exactly that particularly
Mm,
interesting either.
yeah.
So we kind of just got screwed up in that sense.
Okay, and you
And it
want
sucks because it, yeah.
Now I was gonna say, want to know what my issue is? Everyone's like, "Oh, but it wouldn't be interesting to see sweeps." No, sweeps are interesting to see. It's just that you gotta write them right. If you write a sweep interestingly, it's cool to see. For example, Ash vs Flint was a sweep, but everybody likes that battle. You know why? Because it was written interestingly. If you write a sweep as flat as you write Leon, then I'm sorry, yeah, it's gonna be uninteresting.
Yeah, it's even worse than it's even worse than Leon versus Alan. Because at least in that we saw some interesting stuff between Chestnut and Rillaboom. Here we just got Dragapult losing off screen, Rillaboom somehow being able to take down four of Diantha's Pokemon. The only interesting part was Charizard versus Mega Gardevoir, only for that one scene. Other than that, most of it was it kind of sucked. It kind of really sucked. Anyways,
I mean, yeah,
after that we got
it does say a lot when the best battle in the Masters 8 is Lance first time. So.
the first round actually. So after that we got Ash versus India. I have to say I have kind of mixed opinions on it. I
Mm,
mean, overall, it's more towards the positive side, to be
mm,
fair, at least, especially in journey standards. With the
mhm,
first episode we got was
mm,
bad and good in both ways. The
mhm,
bad sections were that
mm,
Ash lost Dragonite in a very easy way that he saw
mm,
that Dragonite is sleeping. He didn't bother to bring it back.
mm,
Spiritomb didn't use look or had any ability or like arena trap to trap Dragonite. It was just there. Could have been swapped out for something more better. I don't know, maybe
mm,
use Surface because it's shield with the
mm,
block hypnosis or something like that. But he didn't bother to use it and just gave Dragonite as a free away win for
mm,
Cynthia, which bothered me. Also, I
mm,
felt that Spiritomb Sucker Punch animation looked kind of iffy. Like, I get that it's supposed to be surprise attack, but still, it would have been looked more menacing for my tastes. Other
mm,
than that, I thought the episode was fine. Pikachu doing two or three stuff was okay, and
mm.
things like that I liked.
Yeah.
But here's a problem. Another problem I have with
Mhm.
the episode.
Yeah.
Just 1 minute, I have written it down somewhere.
All right. I mean, yeah, Ash vs Cynthia was really like that. Like I knew from the jump, Ash vs Cynthia was either gonna be a love it or hate it thing. You were either gonna love this battle and it was gonna be your top five, or you're either gonna hate this battle and it was gonna be in your bottom five.
Yeah, you're right about that one.
Cause I like after the battle came out, I went on Twitter. I saw like, oh my god, yo, this is the top three best battles in the series. And then on the other side, man, this was one of the worst battles in the series.
That thing it caused many problems. Okay, so where did I even let that one forgot? Because yeah, the thing is about the few switches. First of all, Ash didn't make any.
Mm.
Uh, so like against Cynthia, if you are not making any switches, it will just basically dump.
I mean,
Because
I Iris didn't.
no,
Iris.
that's the thing. That's the thing. This is a whole different thing. With Ash, we saw him battle against what was his name? I don't know. B against B. He used a few switches, if I remember correctly, or maybe I'm wrong.
Mm, mm,
Versus Volkner, he used many switches.
yeah.
That's why that battle was so good.
Mm,
Oh yeah, I found it here, and I thought that Cynthia switches overall were kind of iffy in the sense that first of all she switched out Spiritomb for Roserade,
mm,
which did basically not much, but it just gave it burn. She was lucky that it had natural cure, but even that it was kind of a bad option.
mm. I mean, I guess she kind of
After
knew
that,
because she had this Pokemon for a while. So I guess she kind of knew. You could argue that.
yeah, that possible. So I
Mm,
basically mainly thought that her switches were kind of iffy and all over the place.
mm. I mean, yeah, that's.
So I just yeah,
But
so that's the one thing. But other than that, I like the stuff. I like that Pikachu used Counter Shield again, my
yeah,
favorite
people.
strategy.
Yeah, people were
And
talking
other
about that
than
in the
that,
chat. Yeah, people were talking about like, oh
yeah,
yeah,
and other than that, Destiny Bond was a cool reference to Katie
yeah,
in Hoenn.
yeah.
That same technique, and it made Pikachu's loss made a lot more
Mm,
sense than it would have possibly.
mm,
Even if Gastrodon losing. Oh yeah, that's the thing.
Mm,
Gastrodon losing to one quick attack is the reason,
mm,
which is something which I find iffy because
mm,
it basically contributed nothing towards the battle. If Cynthia didn't make that switch, she would have lost one less Pokemon than she did.
mm. Now you know how I feel with Ash for Steven. It's so stupid. It's so stupid. Like, Ash versus Cynthia. Like, I guess the whole reason why this battle doesn't really hit is because Ash is using his in Journey's team. I'm sorry, Ash's Journey's team was not the team to use for this one. You didn't need me to have the whole DP squad. You honestly just need to have like 3 DP Pokemon, including Infernape, and
I
that
don't.
would have been enough. But the
Yeah,
Journey's
yeah.
team?
That's what I'm saying. That really doesn't make any sense.
Like,
Obviously, you have the main thing is which, in my opinion, Journey's team should have had one battle where I mean, in my opinion, it should have been 3-3. Like use
mm,
3 Pokemon of Journey, use 3 Pokemon
yeah,
of
that's what I was saying. Yeah,
that front. That
yeah,
would have been better.
yeah,
Or like maybe if he's using a Dracovish and what's his name, Gengar and the versus Steven,
yeah,
maybe make them sit. Uh, maybe they make them sit out in
yeah,
this match, and
yeah.
for this particular match versus Cynthia, bring back Infernape and Gibble for
Why give
doing.
you and give? Oh my god.
Listen. I will tell you because unlike the show, there is nothing in particular which says that Gibble is not strong. It was strong enough to beat a Dusknoir, so it will probably be able to take down one of Cynthia's Pokemon as well, assuming it's
I
keeping up
mean,
with the training.
I
I
mean,
don't expect it to take down Garchomp or something like
yeah,
that,
no,
but obviously it can. But it can probably take out I don't know Roserade or
first
Spiritomb. If
I would really like to see
yeah,
Buizel. I would really like to see Buizel.
my problem with Buizel is that I'm kind of salty towards it ever since it's lost to Kenny. But yeah, that would have been pretty cool as well, I guess. Oh, and my main one is that Torterra. I wanted to see
Oh
him
yeah,
more than Infernape or Gibble.
definitely.
Imagine if Torterra got the big win against Cynthia, then it would have been the ultimate redemption of all time.
I don't think that would have
Literally.
happened. I think Torterra should have defeated like one of her Pokemon, but like not
Yeah,
like Garchomp, maybe like injured Garchomp, but not Torterra. It has to be for name.
so that's the thing. But just think about it. Pokemon which had been treated like a joke for years, suddenly defeating Garchomp would what would have been the reaction of people? Just think.
the,
That would
the,
have been
re-
crazy, I
the
think. Like,
reaction of people would have been this. I'll tell you what the reaction of people would have been. Yo, I love Torterra from the jump. Yo, I totally did not like Torterra in the last 5 minutes. I've always been a Torterra fan. I totally wasn't hitting up Torterra literally yesterday. I love Torterra, bro. That would have been the reaction. Because that's what I notice
yeah,
every time like a new episode comes out and a Pokemon that nobody cares about, flipping Dracovish does something, and then like everybody loves it for some reason. I'm like, what the? Last week you were making fun of this thing.
oh wow, Kira is in the chat. I didn't even notice. Hi man.
Oh yeah, Devin brings up a good
Oh,
point. What? Why was Cynthia showing off Komo? Very simple. Masters and promotion, and they want money.
listen. That's crazy. That's crazy. Because it has done many things in the show. Like it gave Erika a Leafeon. I don't remember her name and stuff.
Erica, yeah, it's
And
Erica.
it gave I think one more thing. Yeah, Cynthia a
Mm,
Como.
yeah. Okay. So you wanna know what
And
my problem is with that? They gave Erica Leafeon, they gave Cynthia Como. So why did they give Steven fucking Alolan Sandslash? I'm gonna go crazy.
yeah,
For that,
I feel that's interesting because Steven doesn't know much about Z moves. It was shown in that one comic post-Twitter.
yeah.
So my guess is that in this book where Steven doesn't know much about Alola. So after battling Ash and
Mm,
getting his ass handed, he'll go to Alola and then he will get a
I
Sand
mean,
Slash. So
fair point.
maybe if we see him in the next gen, he will show up with one. And maybe even a Zika Soul.
I mean, fair point. Like, I think Steven is the only champion that makes sense to have all 3 gimmicks, because all 3 gimmicks are based on rocks.
Yeah. I'm actually surprised he had only one, but I guess he's more of a mega guy, so even if he had all of them,
I
He
mean,
would be more focused on
they
them.
could give him
Yeah.
G-Max Duraludon or like G-Max Copperajah, but I think those are the only two steel types. If I'm wait, Corviknight too, yeah, Corviknight. They could
Oh
give
yeah,
him those.
Corviknight is a good one.
Yeah,
Corviknight is a good one, actually.
yeah,
Steven Agron dies to okay. Steven's Agron dies to burn damage. Paul's Agron dies after Thunderbolt Iron Tail
oh,
Flare Blades and
don't get
Backflip.
me started
Oh my
on
god,
what they did to my boy Aggro. Look how they massacred my boy. Look how they
that's
massacred my
actually
boy.
crazy.
Man,
That's crazy.
because
That's
flipping
crazy because
in the
that's
Sinnoh League, it was like, oh dang, yo, this yo, like, and then like now it's just a single
oh,
burn.
okay, and that's what's the funnier thing. You know what's the funnier thing?
What's the funnier thing? What's the
During the Sinnoh League battle, Paul basically confirmed that Agron was supposed to be a throwaway Pokemon.
yeah.
It was supposed to be a throwaway Pokemon just to test what Ash's strategy is.
Mm.
So basically, Steven's serious Pokemon lost to a Pokemon a lot more easily than a Pokemon Paul considered throwaway, and that's crazy.
Which makes no
I,
sense. Like that makes no sense though. Like,
nothing in this show makes sense. Nothing
like,
in this show makes sense.
oh my god, like because I've already said this multiple times. That if you follow me on Twitter, I'm the Steven fan of the Masters Day podcast. I'm the Steven guy.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm the Steven guy. If you're the Gary guy, I'm the Steven guy.
Your favorites are very clear to me. I know you more than enough. Actually, I know you better than most. That's actually the better word.
Right.
But yeah, that Steven battle kind of sucked. For the second battle of Ash versus Cynthia, I mean the second episode,
Yeah,
I think I actually liked this one. Obviously,
I
it's
agree.
a bit weird how. Obviously, it's a bit weird how everybody switched sides with Dracovish, unlike me, who was supporting it from day one.
That's what
That
I've been
okay,
saying.
yeah, that's crazy because everybody's like, okay, this thing can do anything. Everybody was hating on it, and suddenly it gets a big win and a cool moment, and everybody are fanboying over it.
That's what I'm saying. I'm telling you, if
Yeah.
Tobias came back and like beat Lance with a new design, and everyone would be like, "Oh my god, yo, Tobias is so cool! Oh my god, yo, I love Tobias." They shut the fuck up.
That's the crazy part. That's the funniest thing because suddenly you are pretending to care for a character you usually won't. This is the same thing which happened with Iris. Half the people on the Twitter almost hated her or didn't like her at all, and
Oh,
suddenly
yeah.
when she became a and when she returned, they
Yeah,
all
Iris.
switched sides.
Yeah, Iris had the biggest
Yeah.
case of like, hold up, wait a minute. It's like, wait,
Okay. Steven Battle just happened. Ash should have had a Corviknight. Yeah, I think he should have had. I think that Corviknight which we saw in that one episode, JN068, is actually Gary's. It's not Project Muse. So that's one of my headcanon. But yeah, we saw Ash with multiple
I mean,
birds. So Corviknight is one of the coolest ones, I think. So he should have had.
I mean,
Steven, yeah.
I mean, like, I think Ash's Journey team should have just been a rotation, like Best Wishes.
Oh yeah, that would have been perfect. That would have been my ideal approach. But if we got a Galatine, then
Yeah,
the Coronet would have. Okay.
fair point.
So let's see. Steven Battle just happened for GN to show their lacking AG quote. It's obviously telegraphed as such. That's actually interesting because Steven didn't do much in AG. His entire character was basically Gary robbed Hobbs Corviknight and beat Saturn. Actually based, okay, I think Hobbs Corviknight kind of
Mm.
iffy for Hop fans, but beat I actually don't like, so I'm more than happy.
Why do you
He should have
hate
also had
Beat?
him. I don't like beat.
He's basically Pink
That's
Gary, though.
No, that's actually the thing. There was this kid in my school when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
So, and he looked exactly like Beat, except he didn't wear pink all the time because obviously you can't wear pink in the school uniform. But he had more stuff other than that. He had the same hair, his accessories like the bag and different and everything else was pink. I don't even remember his gender. He annoyed me a lot. So this Beat kind of reminds me of him.
Ah, okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. Okay. Steven Battle just happened for GN to show the lacking AG quota. It's obviously telegraphed at.
I mean, yeah.
The thing is, let me say, then you will say.
Yeah, sure.
The thing is, Steven didn't exactly do much in AG. He was just kind of there in one episode, and then after all, his entire character got re-established in XY. So
Mm.
Ash didn't even react at who is this dude. He probably even forgot because they met only once, and he meets a lot of people.
I
So
mean,
that's the problem. So it's more like XY continuity than AG continuity.
I,
It's more like just Ash met a dude is who likes who Ash the meta dude who is interested in megas and who is a point specialist rather than AG specific.
mm.
Now you can go on.
I mean, like, I see what you're saying, where it's not like really AG representation, but it's like crazy how AG peaked in that episode. But that's sense to point. But it's like, I would see it more as like the writers were like, "Oh crap, we forgot AG exists." Like the rest of the fan base, oh shit, we gotta reference as much as we can. Do a cameo, put Katie in there, put that random filler character from that one contest in there. How about May and Max? Who the fuck are May and Max? Man, if you don't get out of here with that shit, we gotta make this Steven battle as AG as possible, which means that Ash will win through a very bullshit way. how, how,
Oh my god,
how,
Thunder Hunter.
how will Ash win? And we're gonna make a callback to AG. Metagross
Uh,
won't dodge
we
for no reason.
we got ton of AG flashbacks and we couldn't get a freaking Brandon one. Seriously, out of everybody, I wanted that guy the most, and we didn't get that. Not there, not in the Reggie episode. Where the hell is that dude? Tyson Tyson's Meowth had more backstory than Cynthia's guard jump. Yeah, I guess so, but that's the thing. They are not obliged to make the champions Ace have a good backstory. Most of them don't. We don't know much about Leon's Charizard. We don't know much about what they say, Steven's Metagross. We don't know much about Lance's. Actually, we know stuff about Lance's Gyarados, but you get the point. We don't have much backstory about most of the champions aces. So I will take whatever I could. But yeah, it's kind of iffy that the past seasons invested so much more into random characters as comparison to what the current one is doing. Uh and what is going on in the next one. But yeah, that's the thing. You can go on if you have anything to say. Samurai, I was
Guys,
saying that you can go if you have anything to say.
for the second episode of. All right, hold up 1 minute. You can say your opinions on the third episode. I'll be back.
Okay, I can say, okay, then you take care of your business. All right. Lance's Gyarados ideally should battle Ash's Noctowl. That's actually interesting. So here's my idea of what should have happened if Ash and Lance would have battled. More to make it that it's yeah, put Noctowl in there. Obviously, don't give him the win because that would be crazy. But he can get a few wins, but not against the big man Gyarados. Preferably put
Hmm.
in Charizard in there, Bayleaf, and a few more Pokemon like
Like
Crobat
to
definitely
die.
has. No, no, hear me out. When I put in my Gibble and Pathfinder, I use stuff like Cosmos and Totodile. So we are kind of on the same board. But yeah, that would have been interesting to see.
Hmm.
Ideally, the thing which in I actually prefer Lance, Ash versus Lance over Ash versus Steven. But the main reason I like Ash versus Steven more as a battle is
Hmm.
only because Steven is ranked higher in the Masters 8, and if you have seen the XY Mega Evolution specials, his feats are way too high. He has part against Primals. So Ash's Pikachu basically makes Primals look weak.
Okay, see, that's my issue with it though. Like Ash, because the way they portray Steven is that he can't be at that level. Because I don't believe this Steven was the one who gave Primal Kyogre and Groudon a run for his money. I think this Steven
No,
just got lucky and beat Drake by accident.
that's actually the thing. The Steven, this particular one, was giving Pikachu a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
It basically Pikachu was basically lost if it wasn't for the Z move. This is the same thing which happened versus Volkner in a way.
Oh yeah. Every
To
time
be
they,
fair,
yeah, this is why I don't like one day. This is why I don't like Pikachu and Z in Journeys because it's basically the Ash has no actual reason to win this battle. Bullshit button.
Yeah, and Donphan only defeated Lucy's Viper, not exactly a big feat.
I mean, to be
And
fair, the Battle Frontier. I love the Battle Frontier. Don't get me wrong, but there's like three standout battles, and all of them have to do with old Pokemon. I'm gonna be honest. I mean, what's his name? Tucker was a good battle. Yeah, never mind, never mind. Scratch that point. Tucker was a good battle. That had swollen Corphish, but a majority
Ash
of
versus
them.
Tucker.
But a
Okay,
majority of
let
them.
me say Ash versus Tucker. Win battle activity. Yeah, that's basically Pikachu Z in a nutshell. Uh, in Battle Frontier, there are cool battles, but the main thing is that, like you said, the Pokemon are the major factor. So the fact that Ash's team from all over weird places are coming together to take on the
Mm,
opponent is a really cool thing to do. And if they can't give a super
mm,
cool battle, then that's the least they can do.
yeah.
So I, overall, as a whole, appreciate it a lot.
I mean,
Uh,
I
like,
guess the PWC should have just been like the Battle Frontier, where it was like
yeah,
Ash does
that would have been perfect.
Ash doesn't catch
That
any
would have
new
been perfect.
Pokemon. It's just like an all-star run of his old Pokemon.
Yeah, and at some point he would catch his version of Apom, except it won't be a traitor.
I guess it
And
would be
maybe
like
like
a
Riolu or
Grafaiai.
maybe Kapu.
I was gonna say
Oh, that
Grafaiai
would
for
be
Gen
actually
9.
that's actually cool too, to be fair. Like he caught Meltan, so that's not too far fetched of an idea. Uh okay, Steven was weirdly very cocky. I didn't like that line. I like him as a character. He's humble, but he starts gloating. Nah, that's the thing. We don't know much about Steven's character, so it's more so that he as we have seen, he and Wallace have this friendly rivalry going on,
I would.
where Wallace has constantly saying, "What's his name?" whenever referencing to him. So my guess is maybe he wants to make the entire point proud that okay, I have done this feat. And let's be honest, when you have faced against Primal in the way Steven did, you have kind of have the right to be that cocky.
I guess it's more of like a
I will
cockiness that like Vegeta kind of has, where it's like he's prideful in himself. I guess it's more like pride than cockiness.
yeah, yeah, it's more like pride of women and stuff like that. I will be the one to beat Leon and spread his arms without out weird man law. Yeah, Cynthia and Steven both spread their arms like that.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Yeah, Leon, watch this. Leon will do the same, but in that Frieza pose. You know the
Oh
Frieza
my
pose, right?
god, no! You're seeing it now. Just does the laugh too.
Yeah, I swear he will do that. Let JN1 be SWSH plus DLC with Gala Gyms like Best Wishes. Continuity starts in JN2 like Best Wishes 2 and PWC is the Gala BF2 Gala's Hoenn. Yeah,
Hmm.
that actually makes a lot of sense. The main issue in the thing is that, let's be honest, I don't think Journeys or the anime really cared for Gen 8, which is
No,
actually
they
kind of
didn't.
sad because they didn't, because the most interesting part of Gen 8 is that the characters.
Oh, you know.
And the moment you remove the characters of Gen 8, there's basically nothing left. The
Oh, you know
Pokemon are
what's.
also not there.
You know what's
Yeah?
crazy? I think the wild area
Yeah.
is our most like the wild area is probably one of the most seen areas in Galar in the anime, and that's crazy. Cause what's in the wild area? Like the wild area, you know that big strip of just grass? Yeah, we see that more than we see Nessa. Let that sink in.
We haven't seen Nessa once, to be fair.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Should have seen some Infernape training Lucario. That would have, if they did, the lab would have been in
Mm,
Motostoke. I feel there are two options which are better than Surrey's labs, but they might cost screwing up with Chloe and all the other assistants and
mm,
characters like that.
mm,
Is that maybe establish the gym in, I mean, maybe establish the lab in Kanto, I mean, in Pallet Town,
mm,
like just use the Professor Oak's lab, and his
mm,
dream is to complete the Pokédex anyways. So
mm.
Gold can be an assistant for that. Okay, I have
Yeah.
this theory. Just listen.
Yeah.
The
Okay.
first episode happens in the way just it happened like before.
Yeah.
So we have the same plot, except the thing is Tracy Sketchit has to go out somewhere, maybe back to Orange Islands temporarily.
Mm,
So Professor Oak has invited a new assistant, and that assistant ends up being Go. The
mm,
moment he arrives, while before that, Lugia comes and they again have the same incident. which was there initially.
Mm,
And after that incident happened, you can still keep Chloe, except she won't be the Cerese's daughter. She would just be more so of a random girl whose
mm,
past isn't much known. And she would still come to give notes to go, but that's mainly it.
mm,
And unlike being a trainer, it would be more like since Go is already a lot more knowledgeable, he was already being established to do the assistant job
mm,
at Oaks, and then Oak asks Ash what he's going to do in the future, and
mm,
then Go himself would suggest him to try out the PVC,
mm,
something which he saw on the internet. He likes to watch battles, he doesn't like to do them. Maybe just give him that
mm.
character.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair.
Go should write his own dex entries like Laventon. Yeah, that he should, not
No, no,
you know
Go
that.
wrote his own dex entries. He would write them like a jet, like if he, because he's Gen Z, he would write. It would just be full of memes. That's why we couldn't trust Go to write it.
Okay, yeah. So let's see.
Oh, so she's
What are what all
Gary's
could have
younger
been?
sister. She's Gary's unnamed younger sister. That she existed.
Oh,
We just didn't talk
older
about
sister actually. She could have been the older sister, but I think there should have been much gap between Gary and Daisy. To be fair.
it.
Oh yeah, Chloe should be replaced for Lee for Daisy more.
Not
Leaf
fair.
I like a lot more. Yeah, that actually makes sense. But the problem is that Leaf's goal is a lot more to catch Mewtwo and stuff like that. So she is actually a real character, unlike Daisy, who doesn't do much. No offense, Kiro, but Daisy is more like Chloe in the sense that they both are just kind of there in the end. So if they just
Mm,
gave her character arc to her, it won't really matter much.
mm,
In fact, it would give more depth to Daisy, who is just existing
mm,
in the games as
mm.
a town map girl.
I mean, I guess getting back to the Asher Cynthia conversation, because I never got to say my opinions on the second one because someone was calling me.
Oh yeah,
I guess like my thoughts on the second episode were like, yeah, that was an episode. It sure was. Like I enjoyed it more than the first one, and it's probably my favorite one. Like Surfetch was definitely the highlight. I think this was the second episode where Surfetch appeared. I don't remember. It's just that one of my main issues is
wait, I don't get the point. What were you saying with
no,
Surfetch?
I said Surfetch was the highlight of the battle.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. But like the second episode was the best one, but this battle is mediocre already, so it's like I'm the best mediocre thing, which means I am the best first loser.
My main thing why I like this episode overall is that I like the spirit as a whole. That
Hmm.
you have Dracovish, which is doing stuff that okay, I don't come back with the Pokeball,
Hmm.
and I'm like, okay, cool stuff. Finally, have some character. And Surfitch doing more of his chivalry antics that I won't fall down after losing to Garchomp. So I like that stuff.
Hmm.
So yeah, I think as a whole, like you said, it's cool. And
Like
the last episode, let's talk. Yeah.
no, I was gonna say like yeah, this episode definitely has the best one. It's just why did they name these episodes so weirdly? Like these episodes were named really weird.
Yeah, I didn't exactly get the effect either.
I mean, it's
I guess
not.
the last,
No, say what.
okay, I guess the first and the last one makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, it's not DP episode. It's not DP dub episode names. Pedal to the metal. No Pokemon. What does that even mean?
Okay, just give me 1 second. You could keep on talking.
No. Okay, okay. I guess I'll go to like the third and final episode. Uh, yeah. This is the worst climax to a battle I've seen in a while because Lucario being Ash's last Pokemon makes sense marketing wise, but when you really think about it, shouldn't have this been Pikachu? Like I'm gonna be honest. Because like a lot of the reasons why Pokemon are pitted against each other, like in the finals of a league, is because there's some sort of thematic theming here. For example, Electivire versus Infernape, they had a relationship, some sort of rivalry. Flipping Pikachu versus Meowth, it's Pikachu and Meowth. You can't get any more iconic than that, I guess. Flipping, I'm trying to think of best wishes. In best wishes, we had Crocodile against Sock, I think it was. Yeah, that they didn't really have a rivalry, but like it was still pretty cool to see. Flipping Greninja versus Mega Charizard X, it was pretty much my best example here because like Greninja made more sense to fight Mega Charizard X than Pikachu did because they actually had a history of fighting each other. In flipping Alola, sure Ash could have brought in Pikachu to finish off Lycanroc, but it wouldn't really make any sense thematically because Ash has a Lycanroc that already fought Gladiion's Lycanroc. So having Lucario here is just kind of off because Lucario and Garchomp have never interacted. Haxorus and Garchomp made sense because they had some sort of interaction before. Lucario and Garchomp's only interaction was the battle itself. Not to mention the way the battle just looked like nothing on Journey's animations or the animators, but that battle animated kind of looked like when a show has to meet censors so they don't be too violent. So like the old DC shows used to do this, where they show a white flash on the screen
Oh
to make
yeah,
it look less fight.
oh
That's what
yeah,
this
I
fight
know
looks
that.
like. It looks like that's what this fight looks like because Lucario's punching too fast. Like everything's moving too fast for the moves to actually have weight to them. Because like
Yeah, there's
even
no more major impact in them.
and
So
I would use one of the most hated battles as a good example. Ash versus Cameron does a better job at this because quick attack
Ash
looks like
versus
it hurts. Ash versus
Ash
Cameron.
versus.
Ash versus
Oh
Cameron.
yeah, that was much better in terms of animation.
Like
Pikachu versus Lucario was a
yeah,
wonderful sight overall
yeah, that was an
in the visual
actually
department.
good battle. Like the aside from like the conclusion of the battle in itself is actually really good when you think about it. Oshawott versus Hydreigon, peak fiction. Pig Knight, peak fiction. Snivy, we don't talk about Snivy.
That,
I don't like
but
Ash's
yeah,
Snivy. Let me be irrationally mad.
what did it do to you?
Okay, no, I will tell you why I don't like Ash's Snivy. Because every time I'm online and someone talks about Ash's Snivy, it's like, oh, Ash's Snivy had a lot of potential. Snick used one strategy in its entire career. It was just attract and vine whip, attract and leaf storm. How about you use a different move? Like
Okay,
everyone's
this
like,
thing.
oh, it had so much potential. My ass.
Okay, that's the thing. Just listen. Why ruin something when it's working? Like maybe make that's the thing. Maybe it could have added arc like where it learns that okay, attract won't work every time, so it learns another move like glare. I think Superior Line can learn that.
I think it's Leer,
So it
not Glare, but I see what you're saying.
glare. I think it can learn glare because I have met a few in showdown, but I don't know
Oh,
if
oh,
Line gets
okay.
it.
Okay, my bad.
Superior gets it though.
No,
So it could have been more like okay,
mm,
its arc could have been more like from shifting to one
mm,
strategy, it could have been to multiple ones.
mm,
So in that sense, but I guess I get what you're trying to say. So it's fair in a way. So, but yeah, like you said, Ash vs Cameron would have been a better one. Lucario only defeated Garchomp because Greninja Aura helped. It was a 7v6 law. That's actually the thing which I don't exactly agree with, Kuro, because in the first one, the battle versus Raihan, everybody was saying that,
mm,
oh, Ash just won because his and Greninja's Aura connected. And I'm like, that doesn't mean jack shit because the Greninja is all the way in the Kalos.
mm,
So, and I don't think its aura will help Lucario indirectly. The whole reason why the training happened is because to help Lucario learn what it can do.
mm,
What Greninja can do is that it only senses what Ash and Lucario are doing, but it cannot really contribute anything towards that. Snary's attack wasn't even used against the Kami genies who are all male. Emolga didn't even do the
I
same.
I guess I had candidate as like since they're legendary Pokemon, it doesn't really work on them in the normal way. Like you would have to get a legendary that's female in order to do it. I guess that's how the show wants us to interpret it.
I guess it's more so that I'm fine with that. Because obviously, with the legendary, you have attract has a limit. It can only go towards one direction. Emolga is kind of lazy. Let's be honest.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Snivy's overall strategy or attract range can only go towards a direction. And since the genies are fighting up high in the air, maybe it knew that it won't work.
Not
So I
to
guess that's the
not to mention, attract is more used in like comedic circumstances, and this was a pretty serious circumstance. So maybe they were like, "Yeah, how about we don't do that?"
yeah. I guess that also makes sense.
I mean, just
Yeah.
imagine the Team Flare arc, and like we're going to use Serena for an example, and like let's say Lysander is battling Serena for some reason. It's like a really tense situation, and then like he sends out his male Pyroar. He's like, use attract. Sorry, did she just say use attract? Yo, Serena, this is not the time.
Oh yeah, yeah. But I did reason. I feel like there are circumstances. A person who really hates attract
Wait, who?
Clay.
Wait, you hate attract?
I mean Clay. Clay hates attract.
Oh,
Clay,
Clay.
the BW gym
Yeah,
leader.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I know what you're
I
talking about, Clay.
recently did a I recently did a Palpito rewatch, and since Clay owns a Palpito, I had to watch that episode. It
Mm.
was a very good one, by the way.
Yeah, Ash
So
vs
with
Clay is
that,
a good battle.
Yeah, Nivy used the attract on the Palpito, and it lost. So Kurt Lay went super insane on that. He was
Mm,
calling that Ash a traitor or something. And the funny thing is that after that battle,
mm,
Ash almost stopped using attract entirely.
mm,
Uh, I used it only once against
mm,
that Ember trainer, and after
mm.
that, no, never.
I guess
And
because
it's funny.
like, oh no, okay, you see your point.
Yeah, so that's what the thing. Why was Ash beating Lucario Dodge, and that was so weird.
Mm,
No, that's the thing because Ash and Lucario's aura is connected. So if Lucario
mm,
is going to use a super big aura move, so
mm,
technically it makes sense why Ash would be exhausted as well. Especially since I think they were using Mega
mm.
Evolution.
Were
It
they?
usually doesn't work, but it's Ash, so
Mm.
maybe.
I guess like
Yeah.
I'll comment on both of those points, but on the first like play it's Snivy point, I guess because like a attract is like kind of an underhanded move. It's like it's kind of
Oh wow, you
underhand.
have a cat?
No, I don't have a cat. It's my sister who's screaming for some reason. No, because
Okay.
like attract is kind of an underhanded move to use in like a battle against two Pokemon, and it's like, oh, we gotta be like this is a serious battle. You know, it's mono e mono, like man to man. I'm gonna use attract. Oh, come on, man, you just ruined the whole vibe. It's like it's kind of like honor, I guess, because it's like, why would you use a track, bro?
That makes sense.
We're trying to have like, and then I guess on like the Mega Lucario and Greninja thing, I guess like, and I really don't like saying this. I think they retconned Greninja having Ash Greninja for Greninja having Aura, which isn't a bad thing. It's just that Ash Greninja already exists. Like if they already said, "Oh, Ash's Greninja is special because it can use Aura," okay, that's already pre-established. But now it's like Ash's Greninja has Aura, so it's like if it said, "Oh, it learned to use Aura," okay, then I can believe that this Pokemon could transform. So yeah, I guess I can believe that anything's possible. But now it's like, they don't explain what it is. It's like I can feel it through the Force. It's like Star Wars kind of shit. Like yeah, but yeah, I guess this is the one good thing about Journeys. It'll allow you to talk about a bunch of other topics when you're talking about Pokemon. All right, let me read some of the chat messages. Meanwhile, the point is that
Okay,
NPN.
I'm back. I'm
Oh,
back. Sorry, I had some work to do.
no, no
So
stress.
yeah. Meanwhile, versus Cynthia to be on point.
Mm,
That entry has that removal though.
mm,
That was cool, but I have mixed feeling towards that. Okay. On one hand, it's a very cool moment, and it makes sense as to why Ash did that. But when you think about it, won't Lucario 4 times resist Stealth Rock?
right. Does
Like think about
Lucar?
it. Ash only has like Lucario. Like, listen, Lucario Stealth Rock works
Mm,
depending on the type. Lucario is a steel and fighting type, so shouldn't it resist Stealth Rock by 4 times?
yeah,
It would do only like 2% or so. I'm not sure.
yeah,
So yeah, that's the thing. So Ash basically Lucario could have easily shrugged that off, I guess. I
yeah.
guess the logic behind this is supposed to be that you can notice even one single HP versus Cynthia because she's so dangerous. But
Mm,
that's the thing. You could have probably Ash could have probably made a cooler switch.
mm,
Maybe if you could have done that Garchomp sends in this stealth rock earlier and then Surfetch removes it and then both switch out. That could have been cool and that would have justified the thing better.
mm,
That's my personal take.
mm,
Because doing it in the end doesn't make much sense. Look, the
mm,
Surfetch could have, I don't know, just use another meteor sword and it would
Mm,
have made quicker work of Malotech than it did.
mm.
And maybe it would have more HP left for taking on Garchomp.
I mean,
That must just matter.
I'm like, speaking of things that
Yeah.
just don't, I said, speaking of things that just don't make sense, Cynthia uses Dynamax for some odd reason. So what?
Okay.
Well,
Well, I guess it kind of makes sense in the way that Togekiss doesn't have Mega. And at that point in the battle, we had that Garchomp is very exhausted. Moreover, Ash is 100% expecting a Mega. It's, I think, supposed to be Cynthia's strategy of making her come back. That okay, Ash thinks that I would use Mega, and Garchomp is in a very bad state. So what if I just did Dynamic Togekiss? That would be he would never expect this, and it would give me a huge lead over Lucario. So I think that's supposed to be what's going on in her mind. But I guess why people have issue with that. Mega Lucario versus Mega Garchomp would have been an overall much cooler battle. Cynthia should have had a Cynthia's Cynthia should have had a ground move knowing her opponent's ace was a steel type. That's the thing. Cynthia's move pool kind of really sucks actually. All her, yeah, it really sucks because all of her moves are resisted by Lucario. So it makes sense in show as to why Lucario was able to tank so many hits after defeating Togekiss, but it just kind of exists. Kuro Blitz says no. Yeah, that the only one we actually got a huge buff was Volkner. In TP, you have him using Iron Tail on Infernape. Here, you have him actually using moves which work a lot good on his opponents. You have him use Hex on Gengar and using actual Electric and other moves on Lucario and Pikachu. You basically have him do him in a situation that Pikachu just can't win. Ash wins using literal Pikachu Z, or otherwise he had him in that stage. It was impossible for him to. Yeah, that's the thing. That's why that battle was so good because we have Walker at his peak. He is not no more restricted, so he can use a lot more tactics than he is usually allowed to. Switching, yeah, he's the lead puller. Yeah, he's rank 27 also. I have been saying, yeah. Volkner, that's the thing because Volkner actually in Masters it confirmed that Volkner was asked to do, but they restricted him from doing uh, re-engineering on the gym on the league stuff. Like he wanted to check them out, he wanted to do stuff on that, but they didn't allow him to. So he that through that I would go and work at my gym. He was like that literally. Samra, if you're talking, we can't listen. Wait, what?
my flipping was
Wait.
my
Uh,
flipping mic was
Samra, Samra, I think there's some problem with the stream
no, no,
because according to what Kiro is saying.
no. I fixed it. I fixed the issue. I fixed the issue. My mic was off. You guys should be able to hear
Oh
me
my
because there's
god,
some sort of stream delay.
what are you doing all the time? But yeah, that's fine. So okay, thanks for pointing it out, Kiro. Um, that's hilarious. But to be fair, I did a mistake like that once too. Where was I? Yeah, that episode was just. Then let's talk about the stuff which happened after that. Hey, hey, Samurai,
Yeah, I'm still here. Yeah, I'm
can we
still here.
start? Can we talk about the stuff which happened after that?
About the third battle. Not
Yeah,
third
about
battle.
the
Sorry,
third battle.
the third episode of Ash for Cynthia. Right. That's what.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Flipping shit. It wouldn't be Masters 8 stream without technical difficulties. You're right on that one. But shit. What the was I saying? Yeah, Ash vs Cynthia, the third episode. Yeah, no, the ending, like this battle again. I said it at the beginning of the podcast. Is either a love it or a hate it thing. I'm more on the hate it side than love it side. Because again, I saw on Twitter people were putting this in their top three, top five. No, no. No, no. I put Ashford Tate. I put Ashford Tate and Liza with the Thunder Armor bullshit before this battle. Cause no
Okay,
way.
this is a bit overdue. This is a bit overdue.
There's
I
no
guess,
way.
but this is a bit overdue. Like, I
No,
get it has problems, but it's not worse than Astros and Liza and
you
Tate.
know, fair point. No, I would put Ash versus I'd put Ash versus Katie over in my top five rather than put this battle here. Cause
Okay, that's better.
At least Ash
That's
vs.
better.
Katie has the OG Glalie. Because I'm telling you, Ash brought Glalie to Journeys, soloed the PWC. So,
Yeah, see, that's why he didn't use during the Battlefront event. It was way too powerful.
Brandon's like, we have to ban all Glalies from entering. Brandon saw the league. Yo, we have to ban all Glalies from competing in the Battle Frontier. Why? Because I am not losing in this thing.
That would have been hilarious. But yeah, it's kind of like in that way. Okay, so in the third battle, okay, let's see. It wouldn't be a Master Z stream without. My God, I'm dead.
I
But
mean,
true
he's
though,
not wrong.
he's not wrong. That's what makes it funnier. I legit thought, but Bullet Punch was gonna become meteor match. But I guess Paul's training helped, which makes Steel Beam a useless leapfrog. That's the thing. That makes things are a lot more problematic. Steel Beam just existed and it didn't exactly do much in its career. It
It
just
was
was there.
it was so
It
weird.
just had, and the worst thing is,
What?
it effectively makes the whole B arc go down to the drain because nothing in the B arc nothing which happened during the B arc matters now. You could have just made that Ash got a Mega Lucario from Corina and just not link it to B at all. And yep, B's arc is irrelevant now completely
Oh, you know what have
from
been?
top to bottom
You know
because
what?
Lucario doesn't even have any new move now. Its evolution was not linked to this battle either, so it's basically just I don't know what that tag was now.
Okay, but you know what would have been really interesting to do?
Yeah,
Have this Lucario focus on Riley because I feel like Riley is canonically an Aura Guardian. Why do we never use him in things? He's literally the guy whose whole thing is that he mastered Aura. Why did we never? We went to Greninja before we went to Riley. It's not like there was a remake out where he was in the game. Why would we use the guy?
I I have been saying literally because Raleigh is very cool guy.
It's
And this
literally
Lucario thing makes a lot more sense than, I don't know, using Greninja for some reason.
It's like if Sasuke never went to Kakashi to learn how to use the Sharingan. Oh, it's not like I have a Sharingan and I'm literally your teacher and I'm right here. No, I'm gonna learn it from a book for some reason and this random dude. But no, that makes sense. Like that doesn't like Riley was right there. Not to mention that's a dope design. You could give him development. Might say he's like a part of the Elite Four or something. Because I don't care. Why is Aaron here? You could rename this
Guess the
pod.
thing is, I guess the thing is that Riley's supposed to be, I don't know, more of special character, so maybe his voice actor has some issues or something like that,
Maybe.
possibly. But
Maybe.
they kind of recasted, they did recast Raihan and what's his name, Steven, I think, for XY.
Oh yeah, they did.
So it's not, yeah, so it's not super far fetched. They could have done it probably.
Well, yeah, that's
Um,
because like Steven was like such an that's because Steven was such like I don't want to use, but he was kind of irrelevant in AG, so they didn't really see it as necessary to like keep his voice
yeah, but
actor.
Yeah, but Raleigh also appeared in like, I don't know,
Excuse
3 episodes.
me.
Oh, Afro's here.
Wait.
Afro's here.
If
Yeah.
I may interrupt. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Is this thing on? Hello?
Yeah, yeah. We can hear you,
Oh,
Afro.
Afro.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah. It's been a while.
okay,
How
good.
are you?
Yeah, we were just talking
I
Hey,
guess.
about.
how's it going?
Yeah, we were just talking
Hmm?
about how Aaron should have been the Elite Four, and Riley's a way better person. And this we can basically rename this whole podcast to why Aaron is stupid and should have been the first gym leader and not a part of an Elite Four. Like you had Reggie, Riley, and Volkner, but no, we had to put this guy who lost to Team Rocket in the flipping Elite Four. Yeah, that makes sense. And he uses the bug type. Who says I'm gonna use the bug type? Shut up! I hate Aaron. You're stupid.
Jeez.
Oh, I
Calm
see.
down,
So you're
man.
talking
Calm
about
down.
Aaron, the Elite Four, just an Elite Four member. I see.
No.
Yeah,
And you guys
that's
were,
hilarious.
you guys have been talking about the latest episode of the Pokemon Journeys episode as well.
Yeah, we're talking
Yeah,
about
that's
that.
the thing. We are talking about
I mean, how
multiple
far,
episodes.
how far
Actually.
have you guys gone? Okay, I
Yeah.
see.
Yeah, first of all, welcome to the
I must
Master
be-
Zip podcast, Afro. I guess this is the first time I've met you.
Is it? Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's the first time I've
Nice.
met him.
Yes,
Yeah,
it's nice to meet you as well, Sam.
before. Yeah, nice to meet you.
I also
We
go
are
by the name
mutuals on-
Julian. Nice to meet you as well.
Yeah, I have seen you before. I have met actually Afro. We are mutuals on Twitter,
Yeah.
but this is the first time I'm meeting him in person, or at
Really?
least on the voice call.
Mm.
Yeah,
Well, someone in person, like talking, like a conversation. Yes, that kind of
Yeah.
introduction.
yeah. So, like you said, Riley would have been a way better option than what we got.
Right.
Okay. A Buck type has a Drapion and his ace is a Beautifly coin mode.
Oh, I gotta talk about
Drapion
that
is-
because you know who else had a Drapion who's actually pretty strong? Flippin' Reggie. Okay, he had a Drapion and he was strong, so there's no excuse there. Aaron just sucks. We all just have to admit that he just sucks. Okay, like this guy is no good. Absolute garbage. 0 out of 10. Would not recommend. Aaron is so. No wonder he was the first Elite Four. You know you're bad when
You know
an
it's
old
funny, you know it's
lady
funny.
outranks
You know,
you.
it's funny. It's funny because we're talking
Yeah.
about Aaron, and there are actually two Aarons there. There's this Aaron and the other one, which is with the look in the Lucario movie, the Sir Aaron. And Riley's outfit is like the Sir Aaron, so I continuously keep getting confused. I keep thinking that you're comparing this Riley to that Sir Aaron because they're both Aura Guardians and look very similar.
Well, yeah, I think that's kind of on purpose.
But yeah,
But I guess back to like.
that's the thing. That's the topic. You have said your point about the battle, so I will say the battles. Okay, I like the dynamic section. I think it was the most unique one which we have got so far. My problem with the battle of Lucario versus Garchomp is the fact that Garchomp didn't really have many moves which could hurt Lucario, which makes sense as to why Lucario tanks so many of them, since it resists. But on the same time, it kind of sucks that okay, if Cynthia had a better move, it was basically game over. But you would still get that feeling. The reversal movement was pretty cool. I liked that move a lot, but yeah, the rest of the battle was kind of not flashy enough for my taste. I'm fine with one-to-one battle, but for Ash versus Cynthia, I would have preferred it to be more, better. Like something like we got with, I guess, Maylene versus Ash back in Sinnoh, something like that. You still have moves, but they have a lot of impact behind them. And I guess that's it for the battle. So after that, we have. Oh, after I guess we can talk about the battle in brief if you want.
Yeah. And then I guess we can get into like I guess we can get into our after Afro talks about his like opinions. I think we can get into like our opinions on like the end of journeys and Ash vs Leon and Project Mew and all that stuff like that.
We still have a few 3 or 4 episodes to talk about actually, except they all are kind of yeah.
You think they're gonna be doing that in between, like they focus on Ash versus Leon battle and focus a little few minutes of Go with his Project Mew?
Yeah.
Just to mash them up together?
Yeah. I think they.
I mean, I thought it's like that in like you see in the opening, like Ash is battling Leon while Go is doing his project.
But
The issue is
Very much like in the opening.
it was, I guess, kind of shown, but I didn't really consider it to be much of a thing since we get visuals like that all the time.
yeah,
The
okay,
opening basically shows us half the things and half of them are incorrect.
yeah, like that
They
road
didn't really
trip arc.
consider it.
Remember that road trip arc? Everybody told me was gonna happen. I said it wasn't gonna happen, and then it didn't happen. Oh, what a surprise!
That's what it
Yeah, like Leon driving Ash going Chloe somewhere. That we were talking about, right? Or no? Huh. You said the road trip. I thought you
It was in
expecting
it's
Leon
like
driving.
yeah, like the second was it no, it was the third opening. They were in like the Charizard mobile, and then they were traveling around. Some people say it's because they switched directors, and that's why it didn't happen. I personally think it was just an opening, and it was never gonna happen. But oh, we know so. Oh, you know what we
I
didn't
mean,
talk about.
all this time, I really. Oop,
I don't say what you're gonna say. My
okay,
bad.
let me say. I'll say this. Okay, all this time, I really thought that the stuff we see in the opening are really going to be in the episodes. I really thought that my entire life.
No, you're right
But I
to
guess
think that.
they're just exclusive for the opening.
But they have been doing this for a long time. Entei versus Buizel. I'm just gonna leave that there.
Yeah.
Entei versus Buizel. That random Drapion in the first DP opening. Like, it was just there. We don't know why. It was there.
belongs to Tobias. I'm saying.
What was I gonna flip and say? Like, but one thing we didn't talk about. I guess one thing we didn't talk about is how, like, they said Cynthia's gonna retire. This is gonna be her last battle. Bullshit. There was no point.
I knew that from the beginning. Like
There were lots
no
of
way
characters from Diamond and Roses who said a similar thing. I think
The only time when they have taken an initiative like that is that they made Brock's brother the gym leader of Peter rather than him again. But that only happened because Brock is for 4 years with the anime and he is more of an anime character than from the games.
Fair.
So they can take that decision. But for Cynthia, such a popular character whose whole character revolves around the fact that she's the Sinnoh champion, there's no way they would actually go out of their way to make her unchampion. And that actually doesn't really even make any sense. But yeah, you get my point.
I mean, like, I guess that's a good point. But, like, you don't, like, the amount of hype that just came up from that, like, I got tagged on Twitter so many times, like, oh, do you think Tobias will be the next Sinnoh champ? Do you think Tobias will be the next Sinnoh champion? No, I think it's going to be Lucian, because this is Journeys, and they're lazy.
Grabbing Flint. Tobias.
And then, like, maybe, I don't know, they would put Volkner there, and then Tobias would be the 8th gym leader, or I don't know what they would have done. They probably would have just, like, oh, you move up, and then, Aaron, get out. Just Aaron, get out.
Yeah,
we're the Elite 3 now.
That bit was bad. That bit was bad for multiple reasons. First is that the reason why Cynthia decides to retire is the fact that she didn't get much thrill in battles anymore. So basically, like, and after Ash, she basically switches all around again. So basically, like, you're saying that I just didn't thrill you enough. And the mark has to even more in that sense, I guess. Because that's basically what this whole situation is implying. She battled Iris, but even after that, she said that I'm retiring after battles once this tournament is done. So,
like, yeah, that's a good point, because every time Cynthia battles, she's always seemed to find some sort of enjoyment in this. Even in Cynthia vs. Paul in DP, where she swept Cynthia. Another case of a battle being good as a sweep. But even when she swept Paul, she seemed to have some sort of enjoyment from it. Is it from crushing a new trainer's hopes and dreams? I don't know. But she seemed to have some sort of enjoyment from it.
Saddest. Or sadist, I don't know how you guys pronounce it. So let's talk about the stuff which happened once the battle was over. Okay? I guess the battle was over on 16th. Yeah, we got a recap, a Go recap.
So
this Go recap was Yeah, this Go recap kind of sucked. We didn't really get anything of worth in it. But I think I liked it more than Ash's and Chloe's because we actually got a few more new scenes with Groki, even if
Mm,
it was just reused animation.
mm,
And seeing him troll that Redhead Project Mu mid guy was funny, I guess.
mm,
After that, we got the Cinderace and Naked episode, which was actually pretty good.
mm,
And I actually liked it a lot. I mean, not because we had, but the one thing is, it's quite apparent that they did it just because they had
mm,
many Garamons to show in, and
mm,
they did exactly that.
mm,
That gacha machine was abused in that way. Oh,
mm,
and the gacha is back. We haven't seen it in ages,
mm,
but it apparently still exists.
yeah.
So I like the episode, but it's kind of obvious as to why it exists, and the problems are become
Mm,
apparent once you realize them.
mm,
Also, the last fact that Go is leaving Ash in the tournament, I don't exactly like it. The fact that
mm,
Ash literally has nobody to cheer him in the stadium. Obviously, they will probably pull off something like all the companions return and stuff.
mm,
But if this journey, so I'm very skeptical, and if they don't, then I don't know, man.
mm. I mean, like, I guess Go and Ash are kind of like me and you, where it's like, yo, Sam, this is the biggest battle of my life. Yo, Gibble needs my help for some arbitrary reason. Bye.
I won't do that.
It's
Uh, but
like, bye.
maybe, maybe if it was me, I get it. But I would have hoped that it won't be that fact.
Because Go just really like left. He's like, oh, yep. Like, I guess in like the Sun and Moon episode where Go said, "I'm not gonna help Ash with his goal," he really meant it. He's like, I'm not helping Ash with his goal for nothing. I'm not even gonna cheer him on. I'm gone.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy when you think about it.
Rip off a red-haired Alon is calling me. I gotta go.
Oh god, no, don't call him that here.
I mean, Sarugi is just red-haired Alon. Let's be honest.
Oh no, he's red-haired Jiren.
True. True. Okay.
Jiren.
Take Tobias and take Alon. Mix them together. Give him a dash of red hair dye. Sarugi.
I was saying more so like Jiren. Haven't you seen Dragon Ball?
Yeah, no, I see what you're saying with Jiren. It's just I'm using more of a Pokemon example. Yeah, no, but he definitely
Oh
reminds me of
yeah,
Jiren.
that makes sense.
Oh,
Yeah,
so is his backstory
because
like
he's just there. He's
so?
just there. His backstory is probably like Mustard is probably dead in this verse, and he wants to meet Mew or somebody like that, so that he can, I don't know, bring him back to life like Ash got back in that episode with the tears or stuff like that. I don't know.
I mean, I'm reading Kuro's message in the chat. There, here are the chases: Sarugi, the strategist, the martial arts tactician, Asahi, a good mediator and assistant, Gary, great leader and researcher, Tokyo, white mage of the group, and amazing supporter, and Go.
Okay,
I
no,
guess,
let's
I guess Go's like the wild card. I guess.
yeah, that actually was a better explanation. Gary, great leader and researcher, Tokyo. I think the thing which Leon is Jiren, Alan is hit. Actually, it makes sense in a way, even if Leon has more backstory backed up to it. But speaking of which, I want a hit movie next time we get Dragon Ball content.
Oh, same, same. I remember that interaction we have. A hit movie would suck, bro.
That would be amazing, the most amazing thing ever.
Hmm.
Oh, okay. So, uh, yeah. Now, other than that, we don't have an episode for quite a while now, up until 14th. So we don't have one this week.
Mm.
And after that, we have a recap.
Go backwards. What are they gonna recap? This is gonna be a Cerise Labs recap.
I think it's supposed to be a Leon recap, but I won't be surprised if it's a Team Rocket recap or something.
What are they gonna recap with Leon? He beats everybody. The end.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
basically the long short of it.
yeah, and after that, we are getting 3 episodes apparently. At least what's from what we know.
Mm,
So as versus Leon is supposed to be a 3-parter or 4-part. Hopefully,
mm,
it's a 4-parter,
mm,
but it's supposed to be finals 2, finals 3. But the funny thing about all this is that We don't have any time left for Project Neo, so I guess it's kind of scrapped. Or maybe like you and me always discuss that it will happen like that Amazon Prime special or something.
Yeah.
That would be happen. We barely know anything about Tsurugi. That's okay. Now let me explain my my issue with that. Okay. You guys have seen DP, right?
Mm-hmm.
In DP, that we had that one Hunter J episode
Mm-hmm.
where you have Hunter J attacking all of them, and she was trying to steal the Shellbound. And you have
Mm-hmm.
Gary trying to them out in that whole scenario, and he actually did a very great job in that. And
Mm-hmm.
even later on with Saturn, he wasn't able to defeat him, but he was able to bail them out for a good chunk of time. Now you have that same Gary apparently losing, or I don't know, for some reason making a big mistake during one of his missions. Ones which are supposed to be much rookier in comparison to facing freaking Hunter J,
Mm-hmm.
and then Surugi helping him out. I don't exactly like that approach much. I get it. It's fine with Go. It's fine with Go, but I don't like that approach with Gary too much because he's supposed to be
Mm-hmm.
a higher level trainer when it comes to adventures and stuff like that. But I didn't really like that approach much.
Mm-hmm.
And before we get to the letters from the gym leaders read by Hop, and why is Hop
Mm-hmm.
here though?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I guess
I
like
got read that. Yeah,
no, so no, sir, what you're gonna say. I have something to say about
I'm
Project Mu,
done.
but you can, yeah, when you're done, yeah, no, no, sure.
No, I'm done. I'm done. You can go on.
Oh, you're
I'm
done.
done.
Oh, okay, my bad, my bad, my bad. Uh, I guess like what they could have done with Project Mu is like they could really expand upon like how other characters that we've seen, where like how we said before, like characters like Volkner were offered to be in the Elite Four but didn't for reasons. Like characters like Steven and Cynthia could have easily fit into Project Mu but could have like denied for reasons. Or like characters like you could even like incorporate characters from like a long time ago. You could use characters like Hunter J was originally a part of Project Mu, but like she just left for some reason. Some characters would make like a lot of sense. Like Brandon could have been the funder of Project Mu, like he's just funding it. Uh, or other characters that are specialized in ruins and stuff. Like there's a lot of characters. Like Morty could have had something to do with Project Mu because he's always in like he's an Ekritique. So and like Usain could have been in Project Mu because he's chasing Suicune. That could have been a really good thing to talk about. Like Zinnia could have been someone in Project Mu. Like there's a lot of things you could do with Project Mu and like a
That's
bunch of
actually
characters.
yeah, that's actually funny. Yeah, I probably go rewrite it or something like that in video I make. Zinnia actually is one of my favorite characters. If my PFV already doesn't go give it away. I really like the characters and really wish you got her. But if you don't have her, or just whatever. One would make me that would be
What
hilarious.
about what? Oh,
That would be out of this world. Okay, so Gary was artificially rival with Go. Gippo his own rival, and not Ash's sloppy seconds. Leaf was there run free. Yeah, that's the issue because you like when May returned in day pay, she was there to support Dawn, but she didn't exactly
Mm,
become Dawn's rival
mm,
and things like that. So she could have had a moment. GN068 could still exist. Other
mm,
than that, it make it goes goal and make Tokyo more of a focus in them
mm.
rather than GAD. That would have been a better approach. Okay. So, but yeah, it's unfortunate that Project Me was kind of scrapped, I guess. And like you said, let's Project Legends. That's actually a great name.
Because
That's
like,
actually a great name.
cause Legends Arceus, and like another character we could have possibly seen again, and this would be a character who would actually have some conflict with Go to be N, because N would really ask, can you truly love all your Pokemon? If you're catching every single Pokemon, do you truly have equal love for all of them? That'd been a great subplot.
That would have been great. That would have been very big actually. I mean, there would have been like I don't know the best thing which they could have actually done with Ghost character, to be honest.
Yeah.
But we don't have it fortunately. So we was like, yeah. After you have been quiet for a while, would you like to say something about the recent status of journeys and what do you like and what you dislike?
Yeah.
hmm?
Well, that's an interesting thought. Well, Carlos in the chat, I'll say it here. I still believe the 5 Reggies would be used to extract the ores to make the Master Ball. That's interesting. That's an interesting theory.
Okay, that's a cool one, I guess.
That's an interesting
That
theory.
would be crazy because maybe they're trying to do it to capture Mew.
Mm.
Maybe I don't know. I think the only reason why the Regis frankly exist here is a reference to that game. Two things actually. First is the Lucario movie where we have that whole thing with the Regis and then Mew.
Yeah.
So I guess goes following that subplot while Ash has the Lucario subplot while he has the Lucario and he's facing Leon. And the other thing is there's actually this dungeon in a game called Pokemon Mystery Dungeon.
Yeah.
Red Rescue Team versions and their remake.
Yeah.
In that there is a dungeon, that there's an area where you can find the 3 Regis, and once you have defeated them, all, Mew appears in the same place, and you can recreate it, basically add it to your team. So I guess it's supposed to with that.
Also,
yeah.
No, there's something funny about me. I never knew why there was never a blue version for the GBA until I realized, oh, the blue one's on the DS. Oh, I didn't know that as a kid. I only knew that there was a red one. I didn't know that there was a blue one on the DS.
That's actually a very cool thing they did because now you can have the same game on 2 devices. You can choose the one which you have.
Pokemon Sword for the Switch, Pokemon Shield for the 3DS.
Yeah, I guess if they ever wanted to do a mystery game again, they could reuse that format. So where was I? Yeah. So India, and like you were trying to say, you wanted to have some final thoughts about journeys and talk about other things. So what was this, Samurai?
What are some good things about journeys?
No, you wanted to say a few things about journeys, not good or bad.
Oh, about
just a few things, and then
yeah, I guess closing thoughts on journeys for me. Journeys is it is my least favorite series, but it's a series that I've been accustomed to for so long. Watching Journeys stop being fun around the time after the Volkner battle. That's what I say is watching Journeys stop being fun, because the reason why I was having fun with Journeys is because I was making content about it. I was talking on the podcast about it. Journeys in itself, if I had the choice to not watch it or not, I'm going back to Best Wishes any day of the week. But Journeys as a series is just, it does what it's supposed to do. Journeys is essentially article food. It's supposed to get articles made about it. It's supposed to get old fans to watch episodes and be like, wow, this is amazing. It's not supposed to be for the longtime fans of the anime, because we could just go back and rewatch whatever we want. It's supposed to be for the casual fans, and it does a hell of a good job at that. I'm gonna be honest. Journeys is probably the best series for a casual person to get into, because Journeys, every time Journeys does a battle, you will always see an article about it. Ash catching Dragonite broke the internet for 2 days. Flipping, the anime was starting to do this. I think that's why Ash won the league, because that is some article food. Journeys is like what Carl said.
Is that the thing that didn't really realize up until the fact that Ash won the league, that the anime can get a lot more popular and impactful if they started making more bolder moves. In the early plays, there were a lot of catches which were very expected. Almost none of the catches which Ash made were expected, other than maybe Gengar. Maybe Gengar. So other than that, he didn't know anything about what he will catch.
Yeah, there was mass I remember Ash catching Riolu again. Another thing that broke the internet. Bunch of articles. Ash going into the World Championships. Bunch of articles. Journeys is Journeys knows what it is, and I can kind of respect that. It's article food. This is not meant for the fans, because they know the fans, they know the longtime fans, and me, the longtime fans will watch it probably no matter what. They know they're gonna watch it. What they're trying to do is get the people who play the games, people who to read the manga. If you read the Pokemon manga for some reason, don't watch the anime or play the games for some reason. The people who are casual fans. You could pop up, you could go on Netflix, select a random episode and like leave knowing that the next week's episode you will still like be caught up. It's not like X and Y, where X and Y's biggest issue. I feel like you can't just go into X and Y and watch a random episode because you have to watch
Yeah,
from like a
Kira
certain
puts it.
point.
Yeah, Kira puts it in the best way that JN is shock value the series. That
Yeah,
actually makes there's actually difference. Like, let me tell you, many people say that OS original series has bad writing.
yeah,
There's a difference with what they're actually trying to say. There's a
mm-hmm.
difference between bad writing
Mm-hmm.
and writing which is supposed to be bad.
Yeah,
That's the thing with OS and GN respectively. With OS, you have the Ash is the guy who constantly gets dumped by everybody around him,
mm-hmm.
and he's constantly insulted by everyone, and he isn't good at training Pokemon either. That's what the plot of OS is about.
Mm-hmm.
You would call it bad writing, but
Mm-hmm.
that's supposed to be like that. Even the Richie battle, as bad as it was
Mm-hmm.
supposed to be like that. They're intentional trying to make it,
Mm-hmm.
and that still allowed many people to watch the show.
Mm-hmm.
So we cannot exactly call that a bad writing in that sense. With BW, the reason we can call it a bad writing is that even despite these are being part of their own decision and many of the decisions of their own, those decisions weren't taken nicely by the fans in any way, and their overall rating decreased a lot. With GN, they probably increased a bit better. OS had bad structure, not bad writing. It was the first series they had no ground to work with. That's the thing because OS isn't supposed to be structured. It's supposed to be that you have a Pokemon, you have to introduce in some way. Okay, let's do this thing or that thing. It's supposed to be more towards the world building rather than having an actual plot. It's not Ash's journey of getting the gym badges and winning the league. It's more so that how do we show any Pokemon in this way? It's supposed to show more of the world rather than doing that.
Yeah,
It's supposed to be the opposite of what GN is. It's more so that okay, what's happening or all in the tournament, what's the new hype thing around what's actually going on in the world. In this case, Gala.
mm,
Basically, they're opposites of each other.
mm,
But yeah, like I said, it kind of had its moments, and I enjoyed what the good ones.
mm.
I disliked the bad ones, and in the end, I just kind of want the final battle to be nice so that I can just give the series a goodbye in a respectful way,
Yeah,
if that makes any sense.
yeah. Like yeah, I guess yeah, that's what Journeys is. It's article food. It like Journeys is Dragon Ball Super. If I have to compare it to anything, like Journeys is Dragon Ball Super in any form of like the way like we did this so like we could get like money. We needed money.
It,
Oh,
it's a bit of a mix, in my opinion.
mm.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm actually interested to hear on that.
What I've got nothing. I don't know my opinions about what I think about Journey. I'm sorry. Mm,
No,
sorry about
Hey,
that.
it's okay.
that's okay actually. That's mostly actually mixed of us. We don't know much about what we are feeling. Generally, we just talk bad about it because
Mm,
that's what comes from mind directly. But as a whole, I won't exactly say much.
I
Sinnoh
mean,
just killed any chances Galler had. But that's the thing. Sinnoh didn't uh, do exactly much because
mm,
we didn't get a Dawn return which we can call good. So the good points of the Sinnoh are Brock, I guess, but who isn't a DP character.
mm,
And we have Vokner, who is great, who had great stuff. The Arceus special was good. The stuff in Cynthia was
Yep.
decent. So yeah, we have more on
Yeah.
that. Uh, and as for Afro, I want to ask a few more casual things. So how's your content for the movie going on?
oh, it's not. We probably should change the flipping layout from the from the Cynthia discussion to like the usual Masters 8 layout. Hold up.
Seriously, how is that going on?
We never got a reply.
Mm, what's up? Mm, What's going on? Oh,
No, he was
my.
asking how your Monster Journeys movie is going. That's what Sam's going. How's the progress of it?
Oh, right. I'm sorry. I was a little bit dazed. Well, things are going fine, but for some reason my Wacom tablet is not connected to my computer. My computer's thinking that, so I had to turn off my computer again in order to use it again. But for right now, it's going fine. I'm still doing a little bit of the rough where you will say the match is over. The winner goes to DJ and Charmeleon. I still have that line for you. But for right now, I still don't have any other script for you so far. For my Monster Journey 2021 movie.
Hey, if you want, then we can talk a bit more, and I can help you out with the script. I don't like to brag, but I am a pretty
Like
good
I said,
at figuring out things.
Like I said, I mean, once I get the lines ready, I will DM you the quotes, and you will have them, and you can record them, and DM me the audio, and I can use Bandicam to record them.
Fine. That's fine. I will do that.
All right.
Yes, sure. Okay, so where was I?
Sometimes it's really difficult to animate the whole thing myself. But I prefer it this way. I've got my pride.
Good point.
Yeah, fair point, actually. If you want to do it from yourself, nobody is stopping you. Just take care. There's no rush. Do it at your own pace.
All right.
Thank you. Sometimes I really do feel like I was worried. I'm letting everyone down. I'm hoping I wasn't.
No, you could never do that.
Don't worry much about that.
Is it clear outside?
Maybe.
We all got our problems, and we
Yeah,
all have our own pace at which we are doing the work in a proper way.
Yeah.
So just figure out which is the best one for you and do it. Oh, speaking of which, I actually have this edit which I'm working on Twitter right now. I've taken a break overall from the internet.
As you can see, as you can see, I am still animating the movie while I'm still fulfilling everyone's art requests. It's kind of difficult, but at least it helps me improve my skills.
Yeah,
I like taking that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's the thing. Whatever helps you improve, it's never wasted. That's actually what it's never wasted. So as long as it's keeping you, just keep on doing that.
Well, I guess we have nothing else to talk about because we talked all that we could about journeys. So, do you think we have time for topics today? Because we went longer than expected. I'll be honest. We went longer than expected. This is why we need.
I guess we can.
This is why we need Dino. He's the schedule guy.
While you're speaking of Pokemon Journeys, I still like this series so much. I forgot to say that. I thought that the only downside was that they never paid much attention to the Galar region. The gym. I'm still a little bit ranting about not showing enough gym leaders, not showing the gym stadiums or anything else. I thought they were supposed to be like a game exclusive, and they wanted to try something different, like doing the Pokemon World Championships, like based off of the Pokemon World Tournament in Black 2, White 2. And the tournament would be like from that Pokemon video game championship, and everything else.
I remember that.
There you go. I get off my chest. There.
Well, that's good.
Man, your voice is certainly pretty. How do I put it? Intensifying.
It was intense.
Because really, I thought that after Sun and Moon, they would go back to the usual thing, like Ash traveling through the Galar region, challenging all the gym leaders, and doing the gym and taking on the gym challenges similar to the trials in the Alola region. But they didn't do that. They just really want to try something different. And when I think about that, I thought it would be like the final step of his journey or something. But it doesn't feel like it. Not yet, at least.
Yeah. So, where would it be? Yeah, somebody can do one thing. We can talk
Monarch does not. Look, I mean, being a Pokemon Monarch does not mean that you're a Pokemon Master.
Okay, I get that.
Why did I say that? Hmm?
Wait, what happened?
I just blurted out.
Alright, I guess with that being said, I guess that being said, I kind of have to go soon. So I guess that being said,
I mean, at least I finally got to say what I want to say, at least,
Samurai,
without
you can,
feeling like, without hesitating.
yeah,
Samurai, you can do one thing. Samurai, you can do one thing.
yeah, sure,
If you
sure.
have to go, you can make. I guess you can make it that. Yeah. So you just we can just wrap this podcast up. It's almost time, anyways.
Yeah, we're about to reach 2 hours,
Yes.
so like I think it's a good thing if we call it now.
Okay. Yeah. So I will just give a few
Yep.
final notes. So yeah. So you should.
Well, at
I
least I'm
don't know how we.
glad I was able to jump in to say something about the episode as well.
Yeah,
Thanks for having me
Yeah,
here,
that
you
was.
guys.
It was certainly an interesting time, and
And also nice
it
to
was
meet
nice
you
to
as well,
find.
Sam.
Yeah, nice to meet you as well. That's what I was going to say.
Mhm.
And as for that, I would like to thank the entire audience or everybody in the viewers. Oh,
Mhm.
that was intense. Yes, same. Actually, and thanks to Kiro, Astrino, Leo, Devino, and I guess, am I missing anybody?
Don't
No,
forget.
I guess Team Brother, yeah,
I was gonna say, don't
all four
forget
of
to
you.
follow the Twitter and join the Discord. They're on the
Yeah,
screen.
follow our Twitter. Yeah, follow our Twitter account and join our Discord.
Follow Sam and
Number.
Afra on Twitter and YouTube. Their names are Raboot Fanboy Sam, Sam Lazard on Stan, and Ultra Afroman on YouTube and Ultra Afroman on Twitter. You can follow me on Twitter at Samurai Trainer Z. So is that everybody's thing?
Yeah, I guess that's
And
mostly everybody's thing.
if you want to see more
And
updates about my one, sorry. What
No,
did
no,
you
no.
say? I was gonna say, if you want to see more updates about my Once the Journey 2021 series, make sure you follow me on Twitter as well, because I will be posting the rough sketches of the animation of my series while doing the final sketches of my animation.
All right.
yeah,
To let you know that
and
what I've been doing so far.
All right.
all right, and you may go on.
No, I was gonna say
I'll
the
take the final
outro.
statement.
I was gonna say the
Okay.
outro.
Okay, then I will also say this outro then. So yeah, it was just like I said, it was a fun time being with you all, and I'm eagerly waiting for the next podcast if it's possible.
Yeah.
And yep, that's it for from us for now, and I hope you all have a nice day.
Yeah, we'll catch you
This is
guys
Sam
later.
signing out.
All right, Samurai out. Masters 8 podcast disperse. I don't know. We're not the Avengers, but whatever. And live stream. Bye, guys. Have a nice
Oh my
day.
God, the Marvel said podcast. Marvel said podcast.
We were so close. No, I hate myself. No, we were so
Marvel said
close.
podcast.
All right.